Welcome guys to the introductory session on XFLR5 software. I am Mohit and I will be taking this session. So XFLR5 is a free and open source software created to design and analyze airplanes at low Reynolds number. We can analyze the flight characteristics of the airfoils alone and also that of a complete model of a plane. So it has several features such as X-foil direct analysis, inverse foil analysis, wing and plane design, etc. The X-foil feature wherein we can design and analyze different kinds of airfoils, while in the wing and plane design section, we can design a whole plane while giving inertia to the different plane parts. We will use some of these features to design and analyze a plane at the end. The XFLR software can be downloaded from this link. So let's see some basics of aero modeling. There are a total of 4 forces that act on an aircraft. These are weight, lift, thrust, and drag. So the weight is the force due to Earth's gravity on the aircraft. It pulls the aircraft downwards at the center of gravity and opposes the lift of the aircraft. The lift is a force that is generated when the air gets in contact with the airfoil during flight, in which the air is pushed downwards and to create a force perpendicular to the flight path. The thrust is a force that is produced by the propellers of the aircraft and which pushes the aircraft forward, while the drag is a retarding force that is generated when air gets in contact with the parts of the aircraft such as fuselage, elevators, etc. It opposes the thrust force. So these are the control surfaces of an aircraft. The flight controls, they are the parts of the airplane that helps in controlling the aircraft's attitude, that is the relative position of aircraft with respect to an axis. There are a total of 3 primary control surfaces on an aircraft, which are ailerons. The ailerons are flaps that are situated at the outward part of the trailing edge. Of each of the wing. They move in opposite directions. The elevator are also flaps that is attached to the horizontal stabilizer of the aircraft and are used to deflect the airflow up or down. And the rudder is attached to the fin of the aircraft and is used to deflect the incoming airflow towards left or right. There are total of 3 primary motions of an aircraft: the roll, yaw, and pitch. The roll is the rotation of the aircraft about its longitudinal axis. Ailerons are used to control the roll. When the right aileron is deflected downwards and the left is deflected upwards, it increases the lift in the right wing and decreases the lift in the left wing, and vice versa, which causes roll to the left. The yaw is the rotation of the aircraft about its normal axis. It is controlled by the rudder of the aircraft. When the rudder is deflected into the airflow towards a particular direction, a horizontal force is exerted in the opposite direction. While the pitch is the rotation of the aircraft about its lateral axis, it is controlled by the elevator of the aircraft. The elevator in up position makes the tail of the aircraft go down and the nose to go up and vice versa. This moment takes place about the center of gravity of the aircraft. So these are some of the terms that are used in the aircraft. This is the leading edge, and you can see in the picture, this is the leading edge, while the back part is the trailing edge of a wing. So this is the cross-sectional area, which is the airfoil. The thickness of the airfoil is known as it is defined by this thickness, and here you can see the angle of attack. So the angle between the chord line and the relative wind direction of an aircraft is known as angle of attack. And the vertical distance between the top and the bottom surfaces is known as thickness. So the distance between tips, if we see one wing, the distance between here to here, the tip of one wing to the other wing is known as wingspan. And the straight line joining the leading and the trailing edge of the wing is known as chord length. And the line joining the leading and trailing edge of the airfoil, which is equidistant from the upper and lower surfaces of the airfoil, is known as mean camber line. So here you can see the camber, and this is the mean camber line. and the angle made by the wings with lateral axis, like this one, this is known as the dihedral angle. So now we will design a plane on XFLR 5. So these are the plane specifications. The main wingspan will be of 1.5 meter, and the main wing mean geometric chord will be of 0.15 meter. The dihedral angle will be set at 1.5 degrees to generate a little lift, and the area will be approximately 0.23 meter square. The tip twist will be minus 1.6 degree, and the total weight will be 0.75 kg, including all the air parts, the parts that are used in airplane. So these airfoils will be used: AG35 airfoil for the main wing and AG36 airfoil also for the main wing. I will use ST12 airfoil for the elevators and ST08 airfoil for the fins. And to analyze this, I will set the parameters AOA from -4 degree to 16 degree with an increment of 0.25. First, I will design the wings, then elevators, then fins. Then I will set the masses which will give inertia to the airplane, and I won't add body to the airplane, which is generally not preferred in XFLR5 software. You can refer to the guidelines, XFLR guidelines, where you can see that why we don't put body normally in the analysis. This will be the results. Let's see how it is done. So first I will open XFLR5. Then I'll choose all the airfoils. So airfoil design, then click on file, open airfoil list. I'll choose AG35, 36. So the airfoils are imported. So you can change the style of each of them. And first you should set the number of points to a given number. Every point should be set to a given number. See, the numbers are different, 180 here and 160 here. So I will set everything to 100. So click, then right click and refine globally and set this at 100. Here you can change, you can see all the points using this, or you can also change the style or width or color. So I can make this red. Okay, so the first part is done. Then I will analyze this airfoils. XFL direct analysis, I'll choose this. Then I will click on analysis and I will try to analyze all 4 at once. So I will click on batch analysis. And select all the airfoils. And then I will specify the alpha, and you should start from 0. So alpha will be set from -4 to +16 with an increment of 0.25. So the graph will be a little crowded as we are analyzing all the 4 airfoils in one graph. will take some time. Yeah, the analysis is complete. Yeah, there was a little disturbance from my side. Okay, the airfoils are analyzed, and to see it clearly, you can change the symbols here also. So like if I want to color it in a different way, I can change it. If you want to remove the make it simple, so you can do this also. Okay, after this, the analysis of airfoil parts are done. So let's go to designing the plane itself. So click on module and just save it. Go to module, wing and plane design. Click on plane, define a new plane, and here you can make you can define everything that is required in an airplane. So let's define main wing first. So I will keep it the same. I will choose an intermediate point having a chord of 0.160 meter, offset of 0.02. Height will be set to 1.5 degrees. And one more to 0.750. The total wingspan is now you can see 1.5 meter, and the chord for this will be see the currently the wing is not like good looking, so I will just change the offset to 0.7. Now it is more or less straight, and also I use the AG35 airfoil here. AG36, 65. You can change the number of panels also. I will change the number of panels. It's good enough. You can see the panels from here. These are the panels. More the number of panels, the better are the calculations, but more time will be taken for calculating. Let us set some twist, minus 0.8 degree twist here, and minus 1.6 degree twist here. It's good, and you can change the color here. Remove the panels. So the main wing is defined. Then let us go to the elevator. I will use the ST2 helper for the elevator. I will reduce the length a bit, 0.160 meters. Chord will remain the same, the offset will remain same. No dihedral, no twists required, and ST12 at the end also. The panels, I am reducing the X panels and Y, increasing X and reducing Y panels. And yeah, the elevator is done. Then coming to the fins. Offset. Nothing, reduce the size of the fins also a bit. The height of the fins. Chord is okay, offset is okay. And I will use the ST08 airfoil for the chord, for the fin. Set X to it and Y to it. I think that is good enough. Now also I will like for calculation error when it is divided by 0 there is some calculation error, so I will increase the Z a bit for the elevator and fin. And also I will give some negative tilt angle to the elevator. Alpha is the angle of attack. I think that's good enough. So the design part is done. Then we will save it. Then we'll set the inertias for everything. Define right click here, current plane, define inertia. So first let's set inertia for the main wing. Let the wing mass be 0.28 kilos. Yeah, that's good. And then the servos will be attached. Let the servos to be attached to the wings. So I will attach 2 servos to the each of the one servo to each of the wings of 20 grams. At 445 centimeters from the fuselage. I'm also including a Z term here because there is some dihedral angle to describe it. Yeah, so I think the main reason is done. The total mass is now 0.320 kg. Save it. Okay, and then let's go to elevator. Let's set the elevator mass to 25 grams. And we don't need additional point masses for this. Just save it. Go to fin. So to do the same thing again, fin, I am giving the fin mass to be 15 grams and no additional point mass is required. Okay. So you can see the masses here, the center of gravity here, okay, and the foils here. So the center of gravity should lie here, where my pointer is, like in between the wing. So I will also include masses of nose lead and which is present at the front of the aircraft, and servos also, the behind servos, and also the mass of the fuselage. So let us add that. Click on current plane, click on define inertia. So additional point masses for the whole plane can be added here. Now let us give some servos. First, let's nose bit of 120 grams. We'll add a battery of 75 grams. I've already done the calculations. If you are designing, you can like vary the calculation to get a good result. Okay. A total of 2 servos at same position, so a total of 50 grams. At the center of the like at the here, it is good enough. So we add the mass of the fuselage. Let the fuselage would be 180 grams. And the XYZ are at 0.300. Let the center of gravity, center of mass of the fuselage be at 0.300 x and 0 y and 0 z. Yeah. Insert everything. That is good enough. Save it. So the say there is no error. Check. Yeah. I think the main specifications were saved. Yeah, Subham Kumar, XFLR5 is a open source and free software, so anyone can download. I think it is good enough. Then after this, the save it. Okay, then we will start the analysis part. So, let me check this now. Yeah, you can change the lighting options also. Here you can see 3D light options, and you can set. So this is the light source. You can change the light color. You can change the light position, which is the best for you. Okay. Oops. I'm not adding the fuselage. You can add the fuselage if you want, but I won't do it. Let me 735 pages. It's good enough. So go to analysis, define an analysis. I will do a fixed wing, fixed lift analysis. Here are the like any info if you want, and click on NC. Choose the ring vortex method as it gives better results, and everything will remain the same. Use the plane inertia, reference dimension, wing planform. The aero data, nothing will be changing. I will be changing there. Click save. I will start from minus 1.5 degree alpha to 6 degree alpha, and sequence store of the point. The analysis is done. You can check for each point here, for each angle, and you can also then change the, if you want to display the CP or stream, you can check here, and you can also animate this if you want. See, the animation is going on. The alpha, beta, CL, CD, everything is changing, as you can see here. Yeah, I'll stop the animation. Yeah, that is good enough. Then save it. Then you can go to this area where you can check every type of graphs that analysis graph. Okay, so like I can change the color here for better. Okay, and now also you can change the like the x and y axis parameters. So for example, I want CL versus alpha. So I will just click on current graph, define graph settings, variables CL versus alpha. Okay. See, now CL versus alpha is on. Okay, just save it. And I think this all. You can define different types of analysis. So the stability analysis, or defining or fixed speed or fixed angle of attack or beta range analysis. Normally type 2 and type 4 are used to analyze planes. Okay, so I think that was enough. If you have so I will share the slides, and for more references you can look at these links which is present in the slides. Okay, thank you. And for queries you can contact us at Gmail.
So we are ending this meeting, and the slides and the recording of this session will be shared you by the mail. Thank you.